in Saudi Arabia as an accounting supervisor with having experience more than the 12 years and commerce grad and the finance professionals. And just I want to be switch my career in the field of data science. Therefore, I joined here. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. You've been very consistent and very very easily reachable participant to us. And I'm sure I've been reaching out to you many times. We have in the discussion. We would love to contribute. Let's get started off with this one particular program, and probably we're gonna join with so many other dimensions and modules over a period of time. Thank you so much, Ajay. I want others to please again participate, switch on, and then share a brief about yourself so that it would be easy for everyone to understand what are your objectives, how we can help you as an complementing partner in your upcoming journey.
Hello, Shimhad here.
Yeah, Shimad. Yeah, please switch on your camera and then so that others can able to see you.
Sorry, friends, I don't have a camera. I'm on a
Oh,
workstation.
no worries. No worries.
Workstation.
No worries. You please go ahead. No worries. You please go ahead.
Okay, I'm based in Maldives. My current role is in IT administration, though I have worked on few data analytics and visualization projects in the past few years. And from this course, I'm hoping to get more hands-on with the real-world data science problems in this course. That's it.
Great, Shimad. Great. Thank you so much. I want quickly to others participate, switch on their cameras, share a brief about it so that we can take this discussion to the next levels.
Yeah, I'll go next, guys. Hi, everyone. This is Subhash here. I'm from Hyderabad, but currently living in Manchester, working as a program manager in HSBC. It's been a boring job, so I want to get into what's happening in the latest of the technology, and data science seems to be a very upcoming and lucrative one. So I'm interested in data science as well. So yeah, that's the motivation for me to understand what is it.
Great, Subhash. Thank you so much for sharing a brief with the community. Friends, this is one of the very crucial activities where you will get to know about your peers who all will be in the batch. So the objective is this activity so that you can reach out to the concern of your peers with regards to your queries in the upcoming days, where you want to switch out to different industry, where you want to explore some other profiles, you are looking for some sort of an other kind of support apart from our institutions. Obviously, our institution is bound to support you to that extent where we are committing it. But apart from it, this activity help you to form it as a team so that it will enhance and maximize your upcoming career opportunities in a very exponential way. So consider it as a very serious activity so that others will also get to know you, and then they'll start recommending you whenever they'll be required to support you. Yeah, please, someone else, please come again, and then we'll get started off.
Hello, my name is Roger, coming from Malaysia. Same as Asha, I'm an accountant. So dealing with a lot of numbers, data, all these things. So I mean that's one of the reasons why I want to explore a bit more about data science, to actually more on helping me to so-called manipulate the data or so-called manage the data. I mean that's one of the main objectives I'm learning. So looking forward, for the coming few months with all of you.
Yeah, great, Roger. Thank you so much for your inputs. It's glad to know you, and I'm sure you are gonna love it. In the upcoming days, we'll keep connecting and we'll keep discussing the kind of an add-ons in the upcoming days. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want please quickly just let's share a brief about so others will also get to know you, and then we'll quickly jump into the next activities.
Hello team, can I go next?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Firstly, I'm apologies because I do not have a supportive infrastructure right now to turn on my camera.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Digvijay Joshi. I'm from Bangalore. I have total 6 years of experience in IT services, and the reason or the motivation why I want to switch my career into data science is because I'm kind of a person who is trying to look out for life balance, like what we call it as career life balance.
Great, Digvijay. Great. Thank you so much. And I'm sure you guys can keep track of your peers who all are available in the group, so that you will get to know that, okay, whenever you will be requiring for some sort of support or assistance, you can reach out to the concerned peers of your batch, so that they'll be able to help you out. Yeah, please go ahead with, I want someone to please come and then share a brief about themselves, so that we all can, this is just an induction program, so we all just wanted to get to know each other. Friends, please come and then share a brief intro of yours, because either I have to call it by name, so I want
think
you guys to take
I can go next. Hi.
Yeah, please.
I'm Kamal. I'm a data engineer. I'm very interested in learning data science. I'm based out of India.
Great, Kamal. You've been a part of our ongoing batch, I'm sure. So you are pretty much known to us. I think there are many who are pretty much known to us with the ongoing batches. I'm sure you would love to gonna explore further with this new content, new technologies, and new dimensions of your career. Thank you so much. Can we have Roger over here? We'll have Ravi Chandran, and then we'll have Anil. We'll have Shravani, Muhammad, Minas. I think you all can please share a brief about yourself, so that we can conclude it.
Good night, everyone. My name is Muhammad Zain Fikri. I'm from Indonesia. I know a student at University Esa Unggul University. I'm from Indonesia. I'm interested in data science. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. It was really a very quick one. Thank you so much for sharing a brief intros of yours. So can we have this quick one with the others as well, so that we'll get to know about each other a bit better. Can we have Roger Navarro? Can you please come and show a brief about yourself?
Hi, my name is Roger Navarro. I am interested in data science.
Roger, can you switch on? Can you switch on your camera? Can you switch on your camera?
I have no camera in this moment.
Okay, no worries. Please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead, Roger. Share a brief intros of yours, so that. Can we have Anil to switch on and then share a brief? And then we'll post followed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah, please switch on your camera.
Sir, it is not right now because
Yeah, sure.
I have some problems. My name is Anil. I am from Telangana. Currently, I'm living in Hyderabad. Actually, I'm interested in data science. I'm an existing person for MCI management. It is a I think I have learned more knowledge from the MCI. Thank you.
Yeah, great, Anil. Thank you so much. Can we have Ravi Chandran?
Hi. Sorry. Are you able to see me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clearly.
Yeah. So I'm Ravi Chandran. So you can call me Ravi. So I'm from Chennai. So and more of a freelance type of thing. And my current jobs and those things are more towards quality and technology development. So yeah, trying to switch over and see what can be done. So that's why I joined the previous course as well as this. So I'm catching up. So definitely
Thank you
this
so much.
platform.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for this amazing intro. And I'm sure that over a period of time will contribute and exclusively value to your portfolios. I'm sure you've been going through the existing modules, and I'm somewhere the other way you've been enjoying those things, or either
Yes.
been coming get to know about new things. And I'm sure this new program, this is not. I'll just want to share with everyone. This is not a training program that we have come up for this particular module. So unlike like other platforms we've been doing it, it is where we wanted to actually gives you a real-time implementation experience in terms of different portfolios or the prototypes which you can end up coming up with the prototypes by the end of the program, and giving you the dedicated mentorship so that you'll be able to groom in a professional structure. So that was the overall objectives. But anyway, that we're going to discuss over the coming tenure, because we're gonna club now together for the next 6 month duration. It's a very long duration. I'm sure we all becomes the end up with as a friends, and we're gonna learn so many things from each other. Okay, and
Sure. Thank you. Thank
okay,
you so much.
yeah, thank you so much. Minas, can you please go ahead?
Hello. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Minos. My background is mechanical, and I find it very interesting to learn about machine learning, because I think that's what everything is going as well. So
Minas,
that's
can
why
you
I want
switch
to.
on your camera if it's possible for you?
Sorry, I cannot switch on my camera. I am in a very crowded place.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah. Please go ahead. Share a brief and what is your objective with the program that you are looking forward?
Yeah, my objective is I've seen through these courses, and I have done them, some of them actually, my thesis, like all this statistical analysis and stuff. So I just want to increase my knowledge and implement it maybe in the future. Yeah,
that's
it.
Great, Minas. I'm sure you guys can keep track of each of your peers who has been available in the batch, so that whenever the times required or any sort of support required, you can reach out to the concerned persons, and probably he would help you out in that particular dimensions, or it could be into the industry, or it could be the recommendations. Just keep yourself, try to engage with each other. So anyone else who has been pending for the intro? I think Levi is here. Levi, can you please share a brief, and then if it's possible for you, you can please switch on your camera.
Hi team, my name is Levi from Nicaragua. I am a database administrator in a company, insurance company. I has updating my skills. The main goal for this course is to know all about data science, because I has been studying about data engineer. I think the next step, or the next level, is to know about data science. I hope so. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Levi. Thank you so much. It was really great to know about you, and I'm sure we're gonna keep adding value in your portfolios in the upcoming days. Can we have Dhruv again? Dhruv, please switch on your camera, and then please go ahead with your brief intro.
Yeah, please unmute your mic. Yeah, Dhruv.
Yeah, Dhruv, unmute your mic, please.
Okay. I forgot it. Sorry, sir. So, okay. So, hi, I'm Dhruv Mehta from Mumbai, and I'm a software engineer. And I was previously enrolled in the data engineering batch, and now I'm enrolled in this data science batch to further learn more about data science.
Thank you so much, Dhruv. Anything else you want to share it with, or you wanted to share any of your objectives, that what you want to achieve with this particular program, so that the instructor will get to know about more clarity about your objectives throughout the program?
Yeah, I would like to transition completely into data science field, and would like to learn all the technologies related.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you so much. Now, I think, thank you so much, friends. So it was really a great catch up with you, a very quick catch up with you in a remote environment. I'm sure with the digitalization, we all are the physical connectivities are getting low, and then we somehow get engaged with those remote connections like this. And it's great to know that each and every individual of our batch, that what are their visions, what are their objectives, they come in the program, and it would help us, our team, to understand that what would be the next contributions we're going to enhance for them. So probably I'll gonna connect you in a brief discussion by the end of the program. As of now, I don't want to take much of my time. I'll be handing over the session to Rishabh. Rishabh will be your mentor throughout the program. So he'll take you through the through end to end of the program, how the program looks like, the structure, the executions, how the things will gonna work it out. And then I'll meet you by the end of the session. We'll have a bit of a discussion and then further about the platform, the kind of an add-ons we're gonna generate, or brief about our others partners and anything. We're gonna take it at the end of the session. Rishabh, please go ahead with it.
Yeah, thanks Kunal, and thanks everyone for joining us. Myself Rishabh, been working in data science, machine learning from past 7 years, and I'm currently working as a.
Excuse me, that your voice is very low from your side. Can you please?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, it's very low voice. That's
okay.
It's, I don't know if others have the same ad, but for my side, that's your voice.
It's better now. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I've been working as a senior data scientist at Innovesa from last 1 year, and prior to that, I was working with Wipro, and I was kind of leading a team of data science. And if you talk about, I have kind of worked on healthcare. I have also worked on the IT transformation, modernizing the different IT services. And yeah, in these 7 years, I have near about 40 plus patents in different research use cases.
My goodness.
Yeah. So you can check out my research papers and all. Okay, it's widely available at Google, and I will be kind of taking you through few of those use cases in our daily learning, okay? So that at the end of the course, you also get into a understanding of how the R&D team works at different organizations, and we'll get a fair enough idea. Okay. So that's a brief intro, and let me share my screen. Yeah. Any
that
questions?
Was very impressive, Rishabh, really. 40 patents is remarkable. By the way, I was in Wipro a very long time back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very old.
Okay. Yeah. I just left 1 year back.
Oh, 1 year back. I left it in 2012.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So apart from data science, kind of, it is more of understanding how the different applications works, how the different business unit works. Okay. So the term data science is very vague. Okay, means you don't need a machine learning algorithm to solve a problem. Even the process that we follow in data science, one of the process we call it as EDA. So I will explain all of those. Okay, so you can even solve your business problems just by doing a data munging, data wrangling. Okay, we'll learn all of these different stuffs in this due course, and there is two way of learning this. Okay. So majority of the courses that are there is more like you go through some theoretical session and then followed by some practical. Now, if you are novice to data science, this approach is fine, because directly understanding production level data science is truly hard. Okay. And if you are kind of having a bit of experience, okay, maybe with understanding a Python bit better or understanding a bit of data analysis, or having a basic idea of it, in that case, we can switch on to production level data sets. Okay. Means production level project. But don't worry, those who are novice will first understand this theory plus practice. Okay. And then we will see how production level data science project works. We will learn from it. So parallelly we will go. So we will give you a data set, okay, probably after 2 to 3 weeks, because first 2 to 3 weeks is more like problem solving, okay, basic problem solving, maybe a bit of Python hands-on. Most of you, those who have already covered Python and data engineering, for them it will be a good, you can say, refreshing session. And what I would request that if we can have few sessions, like 2 to 3 sessions back to back, so that we can kind of understand Python first very easily in next 2 to 3 sessions. And then after, we will have weekly sessions and we will start working on the practice problems on the data set. As we move on, I will share the data set, okay, the different industry data sets that we have.
Your side, sir, the voice is not loud, sir. It's
okay. Is it a problem for everyone, guys?
I think I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's rather soft.
Okay. Okay, I will try. Probably I'm not well, because of that I'm not able to stress much on it, but I will try. Okay. Just put me a note if you are not able to hear or understand it.
no, that I'm able to hear that it not be loud voices like that's the other is okay. That's other is speaking that's, and now it's pretty good. That's okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2 to 3 sessions are required to actually get a good hands-on on Python. Okay. And over here, the way data science is basically projected is quite different. The data science that you project, just taking a data, simply apply the algorithms, that's not the use case. Understand the domain first. Okay. So you need to have a good understanding about the domain that you are solving the problem. Maybe a healthcare, maybe finance, okay. Whatever the business unit you are associated. Okay. I will be taking some examples. I will try to kind of stratify the example across different business units. But over the period of time, you also need to kind of think through how can you apply in your business unit or in your regular job. Okay. That brings the transformation. And that's how I even started my career. Okay. Yeah, Kamal, go ahead. Yeah.
I have a quick question, like domain, right? So we have to understand and probably solve problem in the domain we are in. How do we choose the domain? Is this something you give us as a choice, or is it something
so you can take two approach, as you are already experienced, right? Some of us might be very novice, so they may not able to understand the way you understand the things. So I will give a choice to you. If you have a data set that is available with you with your domain, okay, because you understand the domain much better, right? So if you have a good understanding of the domain that you are currently working, you can choose a data set where I can help you wherever you are stuck, wherever you are. I can help to kind of rephrase your code and all of those stuffs. Okay, I can guide you through that entire project. The other is, even I will be sharing few projects, okay, which everybody can work and they can basically take an experience through. So that's very, very important, by the way. Like, domain knowledge is very important, and it is going to heavily impact your overall learning. Clear, Kamal? Is it?
Yeah, it's actually good to know. And I was thinking that will there be, because I'm also trying to learn other domains as well. I mean, my domain is I
You
would
can
prefer
work in both. That is fantastic.
to do something in finance.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be very keen to also learn about healthcare.
Yeah. So we will see a couple of examples across different domains, and the production level data that we decided based upon the specific domain that we have the data currently, because these data keeps on changing. Very past data set won't help you much until it doesn't helps you in getting the analysis done at a very deeper level. So if you are doing an analysis for 2012, let's say you have a data and you are doing an analysis for 2012, doesn't make sense, because the feature, the different business logics, the business impacts, competitors, sales, these are all defined with that particular time period. So let's say you are doing a stock market prediction. If you take the data of 2000, year 2000 to 2005, doesn't make any single sense. So there are a couple of myths which you will come to know that we need to break those myths, that you need to have a very large amount of data and you want to capture every given information. That is pretty not possible in real world. You cannot capture all the information. Your model cannot, like, it's similarly like your human brain. Okay, you cannot capture everything out, right? So it depends. Okay, it depends from the use case, the problem statement that we have defined. Okay, and like the more important is what business value add that you are making. Most of the data science project, specifically most of the data science project, they are kind of into a rejection state, or they get failed after giving a lot of efforts. They get failed or they get rejected just because they cannot be intervened at a business level. So just understand, okay, that how important it is to kind of intervene at a business level. Any technology that you learn, if it has no link with your business improvements, okay, if it has no link with any of the dollar values, your project is not going to be a successful one. Okay, so you need to burn out the cash if it is a startup, to burn out the cash, and nobody will be able to kind of focus perfectly out there. So understanding the business problem statement, referring to the current state of the art, what is happening post-corona, pre-corona, the events have changed a lot. Okay, the inflation, okay, recession, that has all came in post-corona due to some of these crunches. A lot of investments which were unplanned has impacted different units. Somewhere even healthcare is also impacted. People think that healthcare is one of the safest area where you can basically do your job. Okay, that is a very biggest myth. Healthcare is one of the most dangerous area because you cannot intervene, you cannot play game with human. Okay, you cannot play game with life. So every prediction that you make, it has to be very precise, very error proof. Okay, even though you have an error, okay, you need to make it a justifiable reason before you conclude any given problem state. Okay, I've been working in healthcare. I know that there are a lot of turbulence that my team goes with. Okay, with defining the problem statement. Okay, typically the courses that we learn takes near about a session to implement a problem statement. That is not the right approach, because then there would be everywhere data scientist if it is so easy. Okay, somebody, I think Digvijay, said that want to make his life easier. That is a myth. Okay, please don't get into that state to make your life easier. It is a myth. You really need to work hard. Okay, you really need to be very creative in nature to survive in this industry. Okay, because people are those who are working from previous experiences. They are either the scientist, research scientist, and machine learning is not new, to be honest with you. Machine learning algorithms were somewhere defined in 1952, okay, in these years, 1960, the evolution started from here, okay? So it is not new, okay? It may be new now, but it is not new as per the theoretical approach, as per the overall industry's approach, okay? So it is, it's a wrong idea that the wrong expectation, don't set it from the beginning, okay? Then you will be getting out into a frustrated state. Most of these data science project fails, okay? 70 to 80% they get failed. Even at Google, it's not at my organization, my previous organization at Wipro, okay? They get failed. And that's why there are many reasons to why it gets failed. Only a deep-rooted scientist can understand why these gets failed. And I will try to kind of convey those thought process, okay? How to observe a problem statement, how to jump into a problem statement, what are the things that you can keep in mind, which you will never get in any other kind of platforms, because they don't tell you the reality, okay? But I am very much confident that you guys will be able to learn that how a real world project works, how these each and every steps that we follow in our process. Sometimes, and it has been said by many inventors, many research scientists, that a problem can be very big, which is not so easy to approach, maybe very big, but the solution need not to be very big. The solution can be a simple average. This can be also your solution. Okay, and that is what each and every organization test. While you go for an interview, you think big to impress your interviewers that I know this, I know that, okay? But that is vague completely. The way we judge, okay? Last Friday, I want to share this experience. I was hiring some UC Berkeley guys, okay, for my organization, and I rejected all of them. Believe me, all of them got rejected just because they are trying to impress me with naming those terminologies, naming those formulas, telling it from Google. That doesn't help at all. So I was able to select out of 40 folks, only one guy. I was able to select only one guy. Okay. That too, he needs to go with second round of interviews. So because the problem statement at healthcare specifically is very critical. So I cannot kind of spare a time, okay, just by experimenting out, okay. So that is not the objective. Okay, we need to deliver the business objectives within a very narrowed period of time. We need to create a product. We need to sell the product, understand the value proposition, right? All of these are not so easy to do it and cannot be done in a day or in a month. It takes a quite few time, okay? Even a year. I'm solving a project which is going beyond a year, okay? I have joined Innovestor. I was in the day one with the same project. I'm in day two. Okay, at the day 365. It's been a year that I've joined Innovestor, and all of my entire year I have dedicated to that particular business problem. Okay, so it is in a different way. The way we think data science is completely different the way actual industry thinks. So I will tell you some of these experience today. We will basically have a very introductory session. I will set you some expectation. I will also set expectation from you guys, what you want to become, what you want to focus on. Okay, you can ask any questions, whatever you feel like. Okay, and I will try to answer all of them at earliest. Okay, at my best level. So as I said, that ML algorithms are not new. They are there from few years back. Okay, few decades back. They have got this chance to get it implemented now because of our infrastructure has heavily supportive in nature now. Okay. Previously, we don't have cloud. Previously, we don't have SSDs. Previously, we don't have different tools that makes our process more scalable. Okay. So data science is highly dependent on scalability. Now, a lot of you who are novice to this field may not understand what is scalability. When I say scalability, I mean that as a as a part of a business use case. Okay, Google want to implement any let's say any service that needs to be highly scalable in nature, means can be used by n number of peoples, can be used from 10 people to 10 million people to 10 billion people. Okay, so n numbers, 100 billion, n numbers, but there should be zero lag that they face it. So some of these software engineering capabilities should also is a part of our learning. Okay, as we move on, maybe not now at your very early stage, you may not be able to implement this, but I want to set your objective for a very long time. Maybe I will be not there with you guys, okay, after 6 months. Okay, but in a very long period of time, let's say in a span of a year or two, if you want to lay down your path, okay, you need to really focus on some of these software engineering concepts, which includes data structure, okay, uh, which includes scalability, okay, scalable problem statements, okay, some of the big data tools as well, okay. Big data tools, or how does these kind of environment works, okay. You need to lay down your path, because the next gen, the next few 5 years, 10 years along the line, there will be a massive transformation that is going to come with every job levels. Okay, even it has started hitting now. Okay, you see a lot of Microsoft is now planning to do a layoff. Okay, I was very shocked to see this. Microsoft have layout in June, in the month of June or July, I don't remember the exact month. They have laid off 1,800 folks. Google is now planning to make their workforce 20% efficient. Okay, now why these companies are doing so? They want to do a massive cut, okay, in terms of the investment that can be controlled, that can be replaced, and they want to make an investment on the talents that can actually make Google more optimized, that can make Microsoft more optimized. Even my organization last month, Innovator, has laid off 120 folks. 120 folks in my organization. There are nearly 2,000 folks. Okay, they have laid off 120 folks. Okay, the reason that has been stated that we want the employees to be very efficient. Okay, so you need to really come out of a zone and make the product. You need to really think on the product that you are building. Okay, as I said, 70% projects getting failed. Why? Because we don't think in a proper way. Okay, the talent that we have is fresh. Okay, they basically think in a way that they learn, but they don't think it as a real-time business problem. I will show you some of these real-time business problem statement today, and you will get a different experience altogether. Okay, in this overall process. Okay. Any questions so far, guys? This is, I want to kind of give you a real-world experience. Okay, that how the organizations are now doing a cutoff and making their organization much more efficient, maybe through data science, okay, do software engineering capabilities, whatever you are doing now can be done using predictive algorithms. Okay, specifically the area got a bad hit is marketing. Okay, the traditional approach of marketing got completely changed into a new approach. Okay, I will share some of the problem statements to think upon, and you should start thinking, you should start practicing to how to think on a problem statement. That is the major point. So each and every days that we pass on, each and every moment that we pass on, we need to be very efficient in our workforce. Okay, and that's a very good task that most of those people, I appreciate very much, those who have joined from different finance, completely a different background, joining into a data science. You have done a very good right job, because whatever the majority of those administrative tasks, people are now thinking to majorly optimize it at a software level. Okay, using machine learning, data science, or any of the given deep learning. Okay, it has multiple phases, so I will explain you all of those phases, but yeah, they are trying to become a very efficient. Okay, and your objective is also to make a very efficient product, whichever organization you go after learning this course, and you need to be very kind of a good problem solver. Okay, because your problem statement is not like a software engineering problem statement that I need to create a widget, I need to create a search button. Okay, you will get the codes readily available, but to solve a business problem, you will never get the codes readily available. You need to design it, you need to solve that, and you need to think on it. Okay, So that is the approach, and that is so different, okay, from any other industry that we have. So the problem solving capabilities, okay, will start with Python, okay. And in my next session, I will introduce Python, and I will give you some task, okay. Let's say 2 to 3 problem statement to work on your entire week, okay. Those problem statements will be quite different, not related to data science, but I will give you to become a very good problem solver, to think along those lines. Then only you will be able to become a very good data scientist. Okay. Any questions so far, guys? Any doubts, any question? Anybody would love to add any points? Those who are experienced, guys.
So far, okay.
Great. Okay. Cool. So I'm sure that you understand the criticality of how the entire way we should learn. And just jumping out from different industry means you need to work 10 times harder. Okay. For those who are newbies, you need to do a daily practice, at least 2 hours. Okay. Those who are new to Python, those who are new to data science will start few days later, like after 3 sessions or 4 sessions. But you need to be really good at Python. Okay. Without Python, you will not able to solve any of those problems. Okay. So means you will not able to eventually land into a single line of code you cannot write. You need to be very efficient at Python. You need to be very focused on it, and you need to become a very expert level. Okay. So that you don't need to refer even to Google. Okay. That what are the syntaxes, what are the functions, what are the class. It has to be kind of completely in your mindset that what class you have to use. It should be a complete clear picture. Then only we'll be able to do. And that will come only through practice. Even we currently refer as well. It is not possible. Whatever I am saying, it is not possible in just 6 months. It is only possible if you do a daily practice of 6-7 years. Then only it is possible to get into that level of coding. But you can make yourself efficient by becoming a very good problem solving. Okay. In these 6 months, you will be try to kind of work on very critical problem statements. Okay. Critical business activities. Okay, then only we'll be able to derive it. The way we present and the way we basically understand data science will be completely different. Okay, it should be interventional in nature. When I say interventional means if I want to predict, there is a lot of problem statement. If you guys Google it, one of the biggest problem statement you will get housing price, house price problem statement. Maybe you guys have heard it as house price prediction. Very basic problem statement. It is good to learn with this, but it is completely different the way we think. Okay, house price prediction. The data is very old. First of all, the data has no value to current contribution, right? And we need to make our model very interventional in nature. Interventional means if I already have an idea by just Googling it out. Okay. If I Google it out that what is the price of house per square feet, or let's say what is the price of per square feet in India or any other countries, you will get a specific rates. Let me take India. Let's say 4,000 rupees, 4,000 bucks per square feet. Okay. So you already have an idea. Then why do you need a house price prediction to predict? You already have an idea. If you just Google it out, they can simply tell you that you have a range of data that is available between 18 to 2022, and the average price is kind of fluctuating like this, right? So you can see that currently it is at this level, means it is matching with 2018 level. So I can simply go ahead and buy it. I can see that this is a discounted price. But why do you need a high house price prediction, given that you already know these facts? So you need to prove your intervention. That's what is data science. It's not about how to fit an algorithm and get the result. It's about how can we prove that why do we need this? What is the value proposition of house price prediction? Right? I will give another problem statement which I am currently working, guys. Okay, to give you a real world picture. I'm currently working on one of the medical project, preventional hospitalization. Okay, in US healthcare. Okay. This is the project currently I am working. Okay, with one of the hospitals. Now, what does this problem statement mean? Means I need to predict if a person or if a patient can be prevented from getting hospitalized. I need to predict if a person can be prevented, just understand the depth of the problem, can be prevented from getting hospitalization. Okay, from getting hospitalized. Now, it is something like miracle. It is miracle in nature, right? How can I predict that I will get hospitalized in next 30 days? I will get hospitalized in next 20 days. I will get hospitalized in next 6 months. How can I predict that? So the problem statement is very large and very definitive. Now you need to think through this problem statement multiple times. You need to see how can you make out this problem into a real world use case. You cannot basically build it any kind of application to prevent an hospitalization. Because the very big question comes, then what these doctors are doing after studying so many years, so many experiences, so much fees they are able to take it out. Then why don't the doctor go and predict this? Why I need an ML model to go and do this? Because I need to anyway keep doctor to check up my patients. Then why I need an ML model to go ahead and understand whether the patient can be prevented from getting hospitalized or not? It's a valid question, right? It's a very valid question. First, challenge yourself why you have to solve this problem. Okay, the very first thing comes over here. Okay, very less number of people, companies like Google and all, they have also worked on this problem statement. Okay, and it is not very successful in implementation. But my organization is trying to give a bet, can we build this out or not? And me as a data scientist, as a senior data scientist, I am responsible to answer. I am responsible to answer whether our solution is better than doctor. Can we beat doctor or not? Can we prevent better than a doctor or not? If a question is asked to a doctor for this XYZ patient, for this X patient, whether a patient can be prevented from getting hospitalized or not, then the doctor can say, yeah, based upon the disease, based upon the knowledge he has, right? They can definitely go ahead and answer it. But it is not so easy. Even the doctor cannot say what drugs appropriately you should take. They give a drug, they apply a drug, and after that, they test it for next 10 days, 20 days, whether you are kind of facing with the same symptoms or not. And then they will recourse your drug, right? So this kind of problem statements are very challenging problem statement. And you can only answer these questions. You have to be very practical in nature. Like mostly what we do is, I have the data, I know what to predict, let me apply algorithm. That's not the way. Data science is not about applying algorithms. It's about thinking, doing a research. Why doctor can't predict preventable hospitalization? And if doctor can't predict, then what is the guarantee? What is the probability that me as a data scientist can predict without having any understanding of how medical team works or how these organs works? And for irrespective of disease, the challenge become more confined. Irrespective of disease. Maybe somebody suffering from diabetes will have a different turnaround period. Somebody suffering from cancer will have a different turnaround period. somebody suffering from COPD, chronic pulmonary disease, they will have a different turnaround time. So I need to be very precise, and I need to be very meaningful while do I predict this. And whether I also need to understand that I will be building this model for next 1 year. After spending these 365 days, will I able to make it productionize or not? If I'm not able to productionize, then it's a fault in me to understand, to early identify whether this machine learning application is can be treated as a solution or not. It's a fault of me. It's not a fault of organization. And that's what I say. Most of the data scientists on the beginning, and most of the data scientists, not that the case, most of the data science project lands into trouble because they cannot early predict whether their machine learning model will be perfect or not, will be efficient or not, will be interventional or not, will be able to earn dollars for the hospitals or the insurance companies. If I can predict preventable hospitalization, I can sell this to my insurance company as well, right? That, hey, these are the patients where I can predict that they are going to get hospitalized. I'm early predicting it and take a proper care. Okay. The care managers or the care providers, they need to take a proper care. Okay. And so that they don't get hospitalized. So getting hospitalized is very expensive, right? For any given country, you go in any country, except UK and all, because there the policies are different. Okay. But if you see US, one of the poorest country in defining the cost. Okay. They have increased, like you need to, if you break your arms, you need to spend near about 5 lakhs if you don't have insurance. In order to get a delivery, okay, childbirth, somewhere around 20 lakhs if you don't have insurance. So the government has purposely done this because they want everybody to be insured. They want everybody to come through insurance company. And there should be no liabilities in our government hospitals. Okay, every hospital should be efficiently driven. Like in India, if you go to a government hospital, everything is free. Medicine is free, treatment is free, medical test is free. Now what is happening? Entire population is going to those government hospitals and they are getting treated for free. That's a welfare scheme that our country has. But what if these rules get adopted from US, that make the cost, make everything chargeable and allow everybody to get insured? Now that depends from countries' economic status, that differs from countries' population. Okay, India is one of the largest populated country, right? So there are many things that cannot be done. There are many things which cannot be addressed. There are many things which need to be standardized, which are not being done here. But recently, I have seen there is a lot of improvement in the hospitalization facility. There are a lot of improvements that has came around in treating the patient. My dad was hospitalized 2 weeks back, and I see that they are kind of adopting the US-based healthcare coding mechanism, the US-based healthcare methodologies of documenting. Okay, all of these are very critical because these information goes to insurance company and then they can do an analysis that when a person can get into the same critical state, what is an estimated timeline, right? So you can play with the insurance premiums, you can play with giving a better care, okay, mitigating the problem from both sides. Rather than increasing the premium, you say that I will give you a customized care, okay, thorough care every day, okay, or in every weeks or in every months, okay, so that you get you get preventable to get hospitalized, right? So this kind of approach is something that US government is trying to bring in, and very interesting approach. Very, it's kind of affecting the whole care and increasing the overall efficiency of how the market works. Okay, they are playing the pricing game, but that is indirectly affecting the better efficiency in managing the wellness programs. Okay, so this is, I gave a scenario around healthcare. Okay, because I've been working for a quite long time and I understand this much better. Okay, and it is very, very complicated, guys. Okay, in my another peer team, they are kind of working in predicting which chronic kidney stage you are currently suffering. Okay, kidney disease have 5 stages. Which stage is currently your stage? Okay, so that is the problem statement that they are, means which stage will be your next stage. Sorry, what is your current stage and by how many days you will reach to the next stage, and how can you increase that number of days? Some of the chronic disease cannot be kind of sorry, some of these chronic disease cannot be completely cured, but you can suppress them out. Okay, you can reduce the criticality by making the care more better, more systematic, more efficient, right? So this kind of approach is something that you need to think on. Okay, your problem statement is not about whether you will have a kidney disease or not. It is about by when you should have the kidney disease and what are the important factors you get from the data needs to be controlled to reduce or to suppress or to increase the number of days to get into a higher stage of CKD. See, the problem statement is completely changing. I will show you one paper from TCS. I am TCS CKD. Okay. I was very shocked with their way of thinking data science. Okay, they are not typically the data science company. TCS chronic kidney disease. Something will come up. I was going through their papers. Okay, they're not the data science company, but TCS chronic kidney disease prediction paper. I was doing a kind of a study, a research. Okay. Yeah, this one. This is completely misleading. Okay, company has basically worked on open source data set. Okay, and it is completely misleading the overall numbers. You see, they have used algorithms which is saying 99% they are kind of accurate. Precision of 1 means 100%. Recall means whatever they are predicting, they are basically actually happening 97%. So these are all fake numbers. Okay, these are all wrong numbers. Why it is wrong number? Let's see the problem definition and data set. Okay, the way you should think is completely different. So they are basically taking okay, you can see that those who are impacted. Okay, this is COVID-19 chronic conditions. Okay, okay, so they are taking people of all ages with chronic disease are at higher risk of being impacted by COVID-19. This is true. So according to the study of US CDC, okay, death rate are 12 times higher than coronavirus patients with chronic illness. This problem statement by itself is wrong. Why? Means US government has prescribed this problem statement with certain reason. You already know that the patient is suffering with chronic disease. Chronic disease include diabetes. Chronic disease includes heart failures. Okay. Chronic disease include CKD, chronic kidney disease. You completely know this, and you are saying that those who are kind of also suffered through COVID-19, they are getting into a high risk. They are going to get heavily impacted. This is already known, man. Why do we need to predict? If somebody is suffering from chronic disease and if somebody is suffering from COVID-19, the very big question, why do I predict them? Why don't I predict those who never suffer from chronic disease and landed into diabetes? Okay. Yeah, Kamal, go ahead.
Just to basically, how do I say, just think about the other aspect of the problem as well, right? Sometimes people just tends to put numbers to the problem. Like, things are known, there's a fact, or not fact, but some sort of understood thing. But when people are curious or keen, if we can put numbers, then it goes better. You can quote it somewhere.
That is fine. You see, your aspect is fine. That is for marketing, not for solving the problem.
That's
we are
true.
not we are not solving the problem. We are just putting TCS logo, putting some keywords, and that is kind of popping up in Google. But we are not actually solving the problem. And most of these data scientists, those who are not from the data science background, they fail to identify these questions. And my task with all of you guys is to ask right questions, and then you go ahead with coding. Right? So that will be our approach of learning. Very different from what traditional.
So out of curiosity, what would be our problem statement?
Our problem statement would be very simple. It would be very simple. Those who have not affected with chronic disease, but they have affected with COVID, or you can remove COVID because it is appearing in 100 years, after 100 years once. Okay. So why should I consider this outlier based information? I know already, and even the doctor knows, that people suffering from chronic and COVID will get into a worse situation. Our problem statement should be that those who are currently healthy, or maybe suffering from different disease, okay, maybe depression, stress, okay, these are some of the inputs. Depression, stress, these are some of the inputs. Those who are currently healthy but maybe going to an hospital for treating different problems, okay, maybe somebody has fallen, okay, made an accident, or going through some illness, critical illness, virus, flus, okay, as well as how that person is leading their life, okay. Whether they have a good access to healthcare, whether they have a good access to food, whether they have a good understanding about disease, okay. Taking all of this information together, there where you predict that whether the patient X will land into a diabetes or not. This should be the approach before landing to diabetes, as well as what are the medications they have taken while treating depression, stress, or other different accident cases, or other different critical illnesses. Because some of these chronic disease, most of these, not some, they actually get adhered from your lifestyle. Okay, you eat a very oily food, you are very prone to having a cholesterol, and slowly you will be suffering from myocardial infarction, right? So see the journey, the patient journey, we need to identify them, that who are the guys who are going to kind of land into diabetes. If we can early predict them, then it makes sense. Otherwise, having known that this is suffering from chronic disease, suffering from COVID-19, doesn't make a sense at all. It's a zero value add paper that TCS has written. See the way we should think, the approach, then only you can become a scientist. Otherwise, it is just a designation. Clear? Kamal?
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
Let me show you some few more things. You already know, see the features that they have. Okay, I understand this feature better. Maybe you guys will be very new to it. I'll try to zoom it a bit of it. See, they are saying that, see the features. Age is fine. What is the blood pressure? Okay. These are the different, what are the RBC count, platelet counts, okay. SOD, POT, hemoglobin level, PCB, okay. Hypertensions, okay. Any doctor can go through these values. Do a doctor need any model to predict whether you are suffering from a particular disease or not? They don't need it, right? They just need that your information about the previous use cases. They just need what is your current symptoms, what are your current vitals, and then you go ahead and basically predict. If I have already done this test, it is very obvious that, and no importance to lifestyle. No importance to lifestyle. Okay, whether the guy is eating an oily food or not, whether the guy is having a good access to food or not, maybe the guy is residing at a very remote place. So whether the guy is having a good access to healthcare, good access to food, good access to transportation. Sometimes what happens, you don't have a nearby hospital, you are into a critical stage, but you try to get it accommodated within at your home. That might reduce that might increase the overall risk of getting a different disease. That might get into a different critical complications, right? So it is very, very important that you understand the lifestyle of a particular patient. Then you can go ahead and figure out whether a patient will get attributed or not, means whether the patient will get hypertension. It is very, very clear. Hypertension is very clear indicator of getting diabetes. Okay. Already, if I am testing, a healthy guy will never go and test hypertension. Even though if it tests, that is fine. Means taking the data is fine. I'm not saying that the data is wrong, but some of these informations can make a data leakage. Make a data leakage. We call it as data leakage. Now, what is data leakage? The predictors, the actual predictors you are already known to that. So that's why your model will be always 100% sure. Your model will be always 100% sure because you have the actual predictors. So you don't need a machine learning model, right? Anybody can say that, yeah, if your the BP level is high and it is highly correlated with hypertension, your BP is highly correlated with hypertension. So you are prone to get diabetes. Anybody can clearly say, even I can clearly say without any ML model.
So is it possible that these attributes are somehow selected ones and they have removed the one which were not correlated or not useful?
Yeah, that is also possible. Like they have selected the attributes. This is a correlation matrix clearly visible here, right? And they might have removed the highly correlated problem statement. But see the algorithms they have used. Decision tree, okay, means you will not understand now. If you are aware of data science and ML algorithms, you will only say that this decision tree 99% of the times it overfits, highly overfits. You also know it.
No, I don't.
Okay, so decision tree 99% of the time overfits. Overfit means not able to predict at given actual information. With slight information, it is saying yes. And your prediction results cannot be 100%. Then you are proclaiming that you are better than a doctor. You don't need doctor. This is eventually not possible, right? Logistic regression doesn't make sense. If they have used a different algorithms, probably I could have been very convinced. Okay.
What kind of algorithms?
Boosting algorithms, bagging algorithms, as well as the way they have prepared the data, which is not at all convincing. Yeah. Which shows clear indicator, means you are suffering from COVID, suffering from chronic disease, both the flag yes, prediction yes, you will suffer a lot.
But the decision tree can itself it can be based on some more complex rule, no?
Typically, it depends. Decision trees are highly overfitting trees because you take a tree and you are trying to figure out with all these given feature that whether a patient is going to get into a critical state or not. And whenever you get a clear factors, means whenever you have a data leakage, decision tree will kind of boom. It is very easy to take decision. Binary, it always goes with 0 or 1. Okay. It's kind of a boom. Okay. So yeah, I got somebody suffering from COVID. I got somebody suffering from XYZ chronic disease. Yeah, that's it. And hypertension is pure chronic disease. What
data have they used? Where have they got this data from?
They have actually got the data from Kaggle.
It's a Kaggle data?
Yes. So this is how it misleads the way you think a problem statement. I mean, whoever has done this, they don't have a real world understanding of how healthcare works and the value proposition.
People just try to attempt problems based on. So if it's a Kaggle data, is the problem statement also from Kaggle, or they form their own problem?
I don't know. It's a Kaggle problem.
Okay.
I wonder, like, why do we need to kind of solve this Kaggle problem? They have so many customers, clients. It's only for freshers, those who are novice to it, and all. Just to make slides and all, they have done it. But this shows so poor quality of analysis that has been.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when a domain expert looks at it, it makes no sense to them. But maybe as a data scientist, they're just looking at it purely as a numbers problem from machine learning point of view.
Correct, you are correct. That's true. But as I said, like I have also worked at Wipro. Problem statements should be very different, should be interventional. That which I can use it. Nobody will buy this model. Nobody will pay dollars. Just you are taking this information and collating and then saying that yes, I am so correct. That is not possible. In my career, okay, I was able to achieve an accuracy somewhere around 0.78 to 0.8. With real world data set. Okay. So just imagine we are claiming here that 100% efficient. Sometimes we have sold out a model with 0.6% accuracy as well. Just understand 6%. 0.6 means 60%. Doesn't mean 6%, 60%, 0.6. Okay. Problem statement has to be very interventional, which is practical in nature. Then you can make a lot of sense. You will be able to solve a worst model with much more dollar value.
Rishabh, just wondering, what kind of acceptable or optimum accuracy level we are looking at? I mean, when we're dealing with a real world, data.
See, this is a good question, and I will answer in a different way. Sometimes we don't get the accuracy in real world data set. You will get accuracy somewhere around 0.6, 0.5, sometimes 0.4, sometimes 0.7 if you are very lucky enough. But you need to understand, can you change your population's criteria? Okay, so that you can increase these numbers. Okay, if you are very novice, you will not be able to understand this. But if you have done some study prior to this session, probably you understand it, right? If I address all the chronic disease, then my accuracy will go down. But if I address few chronic disease with certain conditions, with certain elimination of some business logic, narrowed it down to, like, I want to stratify high risk patient, low risk patient, and medium risk patient. High risk patient, I should always be able to make near about 90% accuracy. Medium risk patient, at least 60 to 70%. Low risk is something that we will not consider as a business logic, because they are low risk patient. We don't need them. So you break down your results not into 0 and 1, rather you break down your results between high risk, medium risk, low risk. High risk are those patients who has a higher probability of getting affected with any specific chronic disease. Okay, and this is how in real world we want to make it very interventional, and we can sell that, hey, I have, let's say, 400 patients. Out of that, 20 patients are high risk patients. So you don't need to intervene all 400 patients. I will tell you which 20 patients are high risk patients, and you pay $1 for each prediction. Just a value addition that I'm making. You need to reach, let's say, 100 patients, and out of 100 patients, I am saying that 20 of them will be covering the high risk. You don't need to reach all these 400 people. The cost will high. So that is how you make it interventional in nature, rather than predicting 0-1, okay? And saying that I'm into a very good accuracy state. That is never possible. Basically, you give a descriptive results. Don't give constructive like 0-1 results. Give a descriptive results that supports your research. And if you talk about acceptable range, if it is not making any business sense, then your 60-80% will also not get accepted. You need to first think that how can we make it acceptable in terms of business translation. Okay, you need to think not from the acceptable accuracy range. Somebody getting 0.6 can get acceptable if they stratify. They say that, yeah, these are the sure shot people who are going to get affected with chronic disease. These are the medium risk people. Maybe they can get, may not get. So give a better care to these medium risk people so that they don't get into a high risk cohort. And low risk is something that they don't have the risk, so they don't need to be bothered much. So your focus is on the medium risk so that they don't jump into high risk. And your focus on treatment side, you know that this patient is going to come, so let me treat it in a way so that the patient doesn't need to get readmitted, or the patient doesn't need to get intervened multiple times. So the way you make it acceptable, sometimes at lower range also you can make acceptable, sometimes at higher range, but truly speaking, somewhere around 0.7 to 0.8. If you want direct numbers, 0.7 to 0.8. Okay. 77 is also something the business stakeholders may not accept it because it's comparatively lesser. 0.8 to 0.9 is completely acceptable. But you need to show the results in a way that it hits 0.8 and 0.9 and make it more valuable, like not just simply taking the results and do it. Okay. Got it, Roger?
Yep, that's very clear. Yeah, the reason is because I was just wondering if we put it too low, like for example 0.5, you're as good as you just throw a token, right?
No, yeah, correct. 0.5 means it's something random.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, flipping a coin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. You're correct. So that's why we try to kind of make it more meaningful. Okay, like there will be use cases. Even while I solved this problem statement, I got an accuracy somewhere around 0.62. Okay. Early predicting chronic disease. Not after doing the test, not after taking those, capturing those leaked information. Because when you first go to a doctor will take your description that how you are feeling, what are the symptoms, what are the vitals, and all of this. Then doctor will prescribe you some test. If I take that information, that okay, these are the tests you need to do, then you do those tests and again come back to the doctor after a week, and the doctor says, yeah, you got chronic kidney disease stage 2. Does it make sense? Because doctor is already doing these things. I don't want that patient to even reach out to the doctor on the day 1 that I am facing these symptoms. I want to make an early prediction. That makes a model sellable. That makes the model interventional. But yes, in our learning method, okay, these are whatever those who are kind of new to this, okay, guys, don't worry. Don't get very scary things. Okay, it's just the way I, as an experienced guy, think of. Slowly, you will also start thinking in this way, and you will also become an expert. Okay, probably in our starting days, we might be solving very easy problem statement, this kind of problem statement. Okay, this might look like we are not working on a real problem. That is true. You are not working on a real problem. But once you learn that, then you can kind of take a problem statement and think along through those lines. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Kamal, any question? Yeah.
Actually, I think you answered partly, but I was curious. Let's say my model is 70% correct. Does that mean we are saying, is there that there can be some gray area where there needs to be further checking, or how does we make a business use case of any model? So for example, I have a model which detects early diabetes, and for the cases of 30%, do they have to not worry about anything, and maybe there'll be updated result next month or in next 3 months whenever the new data is available? How does it work? Or can there be like a how do I put it, a confirmation with a probability? So we can say, okay, it's high probability of you having a early diabetes, so go and check. But then there can be like a middle area which can be gray, where maybe further testing, or I don't know how that work. Maybe some interval, some additional. I'm just thinking out loud, like how to put these models
So,
in.
to answer you, there is a dependency on data side. Means you cannot be very sure short with one episodes or 2 episodes. You cannot be sure shot with a particular patient getting diabetes. So as I said, like there are a couple of things that comes in. The first task is to understand the different cohorts, high risk, okay, lower risk, medium risk, okay. And then you need to observe, okay, for a quite long time, let's say 6 months. These medium risk people, because they are not going to give you the data on a daily basis, there might be a lag of 1 month, 2 months, or 1 day or 2 days. There will be some lags. So you may not know even after predicting whether your prediction is correct or wrong. You don't know that. You can only know that if you do A/B testing. So what is A/B testing? You wait for a period of time, okay, and you observe whatever you have predicted is correctly fitting or not before you roll out this model into production. After your observation of 6 months regarding the data flow, okay, regarding certain conditions, then you can say that, yeah, my prediction is that level correct. Retrospective information means taking a train data, splitting into test, and predicting on test is a good approach. That defines that how well you are predicting, but doesn't shows that what is your current observation, right? So you need to wait for some certain duration to see whether your model is performing well, and then you can go ahead and take actions. That why this medium risk is now transiting to low risk. Is it because I am popping hospitals that these are medium risk guys, give them a proper care? Are those interventions happening or not? If it is happening, if the medium risk prediction is going down to low risk, and if the care is given as per the advice of the model, then your model, given that you have a very false positive, false negative cases, but you are doing much better. See the way to look at the problem. You are doing much better because you are intervening each of these medium risk patients, and then you are giving a proper care. That's why you are making them low risk, even from high risk to medium risk. If this medium risk goes to high risk, Even in this case also, probably you need to judge whether the care is given or not. If not given, then why this false prediction came into the picture? What are the factors driving the false prediction? You need to do some detailed study of it. So it is not a one-day task or one-shot task that, yeah, I am now pretty confident that my model will perform so well, 100% accurate. It is never possible in any of the real-world data science projects. It is possible in Kaggle, but not in real-world data science. Okay. Any question, guys? I spoke about multiple things. Maybe those who are new, may not understand it very well, but don't worry. Now let's talk about different industry. I have spoken a lot about healthcare. Okay, let's talk about different industry. One of the problem statement that I was asked by Fractal, you might have heard Fractal Analytics. They have weekly sales report of shampoo, okay, for Hindustan Unilever. Okay, so they want to understand that what is the amount of cost they should put on advertisement, so that, and how can they optimize the cost of advertisement so that they can impact, rather increase the sales of shampoo. We all know every day I advertise, every day I generate leads, but that's not the optimal way, right? Means we all know that if I eat food, then I will be no more hungry. But what quantity of food that I should eat so that I don't be no longer hungry for next, let's say 5-6 hours? That is your question. It is not a question that you spend the amount and you get a good leads. That's not the question. Question is, what should be the cost that you should put on advertisement? Okay, or what X cost? Okay, current cost of advertisement is, let's say, $4,000. Okay, just an assumption. What should be the X? Minus 1.5 into 1.5 into 0.25 into 0.5. Okay, what should be this X? Okay, what should be this X, so that we can predict this advertisement cost, and we can optimize, means we can increase the sales by spending less, increase sales by spending less. Okay, so this was the problem statement from the retail industry that we have. Okay, and this problem statement came from Fractal. Okay, Fractal is basically handling the project for Hindustan Unilever worldwide. Okay, and they have this very good problem statement. Okay, and yeah, we need to kind of solve this kind of real world use cases. Here, so this is one of the.
So, Rishabh, is it a clustering problem or a classification? Not just thinking.
There is multiple way to answer this. I don't think it is neither clustering, classification. Maybe it is a decaying problem. Okay, that what should be the factor that I want to decay? Because I don't have daily sales, I have weekly sales. Okay, and I cannot keep on changing. Means and the next is I need to predict before that week appears. Okay, so I need to do a retrospective study and then try to see that what how I can approach this problem statement. Neither it's a classification, neither it's a clustering. Okay, how many cluster you will create, right? You can create 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000. Does it make your model efficient? No. So it may be a very simple regression problem statement as well, right? So yeah, so that was the answer. Okay, people now will start thinking, how can I apply different hijacking algorithms. Okay. Since there is a temporality present, temporality in the sense time series definition then is present, then why don't I use time series based algorithms? So it is not about time series, because the impact can be anything. Impact can be based upon the quality of advertisement that you are making. One advertisement might be very good, the other advertisement, if the advertisement is constant and you are getting a different varied sales, then it can be a time series, because it can be having a demand. Means you need to do a study on the data. You need to do the study on the data, and then you need to predict out what kind of technique that you can apply to solve this out. Yep. Any questions here, guys? Is it interesting? Yeah, Digvijay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. It sounds very interesting. There are a lot of things, that I learned today, and I'm completely, novice to this field. But with respect to few of the, terminologies that I heard, be it about efficiency and how, like, when we have a problem statement, the level at which we are thinking, how does it matter, and how much it's important. With the case study that you gave, it really helped, and that completely changed the perspective. That is the first thing that I would like to say.
Yep, thank you.
Second thing which I wanted to know is, and just correct me if I'm going wrong with my understanding. When we spoke about efficiency and all, like 0.7, 0.8, and we spoke about that A or B model, where we are, before sending it to production, we spend some time, right? So in that particular time, out of curiosity, I was just thinking, is there any kind of continuous improvement where we are trying to increase the efficiency of it?
Now, you need to spend some time, because if you do an improvements just by checking 1-2 results, or let's say 100 results out of 1 lakh patients, okay, then you are making the model very biased.
Makes sense, yeah.
So I will definitely wait for that period of time, and then I will decide.
Sure. Thank you so much.
So we cannot take decision based upon just few records that, oh, my prediction is not going well. This is a very good use case. Okay, I have last 20 minutes to explain you that in terms of finance. Okay. Most of you have heard this stock market prediction. And there are a lot of solutions that are already there out predicting the stock market price. So typically and truly speaking, you cannot do that. You cannot predict the price of a particular stock. Why? Because there are a lot of factors. I'll tell you, I have done a few quite study, though I haven't worked in this industry much, but it's my own interest to study and analyze the data and do the research on it. Let's say a particular stock, ABC, is there. Okay, let's take Tata. Let's take Tata. Now, the stock price of Tata is, let's say, is trading at 23 bucks, 2300 bucks. This is the stock price of Tata, and it is trading at 2300. Now, let's say you predicted 2270 bucks. Okay, you predicted tomorrow. Let's say today is see 10, right? This 10th, right? Yes, 10th. So the stock market will open on 12th. On 12th, you are predicting today that 2270 will be the price. And if Tata comes down to this price, then I will buy and I will sell back to this 2300 bucks. This is your assumption based upon historic data. Okay. Now what happens on 12th morning, and foreign investors, FII, foreign investment bank comes, invested a huge amount of money, and your stock price went just reverse. You were predicted that it went down, maybe it has to be down from the threshold price of 2300. It just went reverse to 2600. Foreign investment came, and you never know whether these foreign investment is coming today or tomorrow. You might get some news, okay, that hey, CAIPi Capital is going to invest on Indian IT companies, and one of the stock that is present on one of the company that they want to invest is Tata. Just an example. You might have that news, but with that news, the price can trigger a bit. But when actually the FII is going to invest, you never know what is the price that your stock will reach, because FIIs, they are investing in $1 billion, and we are retail investor. Okay, we just trade in few lakhs and thousands, in hundreds. We buy 20 shares, 2000 shares max, 10,000 shares. Okay, we are retail investors. Now, the problem statement by default predicting the price is a vague problem statement. You should stop thinking along those lines, that whether my stock price will go up, will get into this 2600 level or 2270 levels. You should stop thinking along those lines, because you never know. Now I will give you another sequence. You will say that, hey Rishabh, I know that CAIPi Capital is coming and investing. I will create a flag in my data, foreign investments, and I will make one, and I will make a prediction that stock price will go high. Then why are you saying this? Now let me take a very real-time use case which I have seen in my life. There are few marketing companies. Okay, they are basically associated with these FIIs. They are associated with Tata as well. They have their sources with Tata. They have their sources with FIIs. Now, let's say FII want to invest and want to become a very profitable in their investments. Now, this marketing company, FII and Tata will actually bring down a marketing company who will do their statistical analysis. Means Tata won't need to lose the reputation that I'm doing bad. No, I'm doing good. But this marketing company will say, hey, Tata is overpriced. Tata is just not reachable to retail investors. Tata will come down, and they start influencing mass number of people, and they will start sending messages. Okay, they will start sending you the messages in your mobile phones, and they will start messages, advertisements. Okay, they will go to the media and say, hey, Tata has a bearish indicator, so start selling, otherwise you will make a loss. So it is basically being deployed by both these. Tata wants revenue, FII wants profit. This marketing company wants to make certain fixed return. So they will basically create a very influential news. And the very next day you start seeing that, yeah, people are just dropping the balls from Tata. Okay, and the price really went down. Then you as a retail investor, you started getting interest to this company Who is giving you these advices? You are saying, hey, this guy is very pure, very perfect. Let me go and purchase an advertisement. Let me go and purchase the calls from this guy. This guy is very perfect. Now, what they are actually doing is they are making some investments, okay, or they are trying to influence the stock price, make it down, make it in a very comfortable zone for FIIs to get into a deal and purchase a huge amount of share. Because when the price will fall down, those shares will get available, and those shares will be kind of purchased by these FIIs. Slowly, you get to see that from 2,300, it went down, and again it went up. And it can be in a very next day as well. If they do a bulk operation, it will be a very next day. And they typically do the bulk operations so that the price gets shoot up and they can make out the margins, and anytime they want, they can leave the market. And all these influences are being done by this marketing company, who is getting attracted a mass number of retail players, who is making the opportunity for these FIIs to make a good margins, defined margins. Irrespective of whether Tata doing good, bad, Tata is a consistent company. Never it take any risk. Tata always performs better. You know, I know, everybody knows. The top MNCs of India, Tata, Wipro, Infosys, they will never fall down. They are the strongest pillars. Okay, company like Google, Microsoft, they can start doing layoff, but these companies will never do it. They have a different strategy altogether. Okay, they don't take risk in building products. Okay, and they're making their life very comfortable, and they're making smaller profits but sustainable profits. So Tata never does. You will never see Tata stock price crashing until any pandemic coming in place, any bad deals, bad loans that is making the market influence. So now the question is, how will I get into, since I am into this trap as of now, how will I get out from this trap? So the approach is to solve this problem is never predict the price. Never ever predict the price. See, there are a lot of data scientists, there are a lot of researchers. If they understand algorithms, they understand how to deal with the data, then they all become millionaires, right? They can easily predict the price of stock. They can all become millionaires. They even don't need to become a data scientist, become millionaire just by predicting the stock price, right? So that is not the approach. Approach is whether the price will be consistent in next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Whether the price will go up based upon the systematic investment made by these FIIs, or a very systematic marketing influence that is being created by this marketing organization. So typically we need to understand the pattern. Don't predict. Prediction is at end. Prediction never gives good result. This is a very important word. Prediction never gives you good result. Predict, rather than predicting the price, predict the movement. Shall I go up or shall I go down? That makes the difference in visualizing this problem statement, and these all traps will become efficient because these guys are not doing in a day. They are making the system volatile over a period of time, because you cannot reach billion people and saying that, hey, Tata going down, Tata going down. It cannot happen in just in few days. Right people it need to reach, right sales it need to transform. Okay, and even these marketing companies are ready to give their advice for free. You don't even need to pay. How come? So they are actually earning from Tata, they are actually earning from FIIs, and they are giving these influences to the market. You get into that influence, try to predict the price, and you pitfall. Rather, try to predict that what is the percentile that it will increase and what is the percentile that it will decrease. If you can build this kind of model, you might become millionaire. Might become, I cannot guarantee. Okay, what is the increment that might happen in next 2 weeks? And you need to have this time bracket. Means you cannot every time say that that I want to predict the movement just for a day. For a day, you cannot predict the movement. Day's activity is very volatile, right? So your thought process in defining the problem statement needs to be changed rather than just simply saying that, hey, I want to predict. Now, those people are spending a lot of time in predicting the stock price. Okay, they are just wasting time because they cannot handle these trap situations. In order to do that, you need to think. So major, see, I'm not using any algorithms. I'm just teaching you how to think for any problem and how to approach that problem. And that will actually change your thought process. Yep. So yeah, so I will end over here. And I just want to say that I want to take a couple of sessions in upcoming weeks, in weekdays, if it is feasible, 9 to 11 p.m. IST, just let me know so that we can bit fast track on our Python modules, which may be boring for those guys who have already joined in data engineering. But it is important for you guys, as well as if I drag weekly in Python, then it will be a bit problematic, means your practice capability will slow down. So I want to take, let's say, 1 or 2 sessions in upcoming weeks. Probably these sessions will be taken 9 to 11 p.m. IST. I will mention the dates on tomorrow. I will mention the dates. Okay, I will need to check my calendar, and most of these sessions will be with 9 to 11. Okay, so it will be good for those who are kind of joining from different countries, as well as from Indian time location. It is a kind of a free time mostly. Is it okay for everyone, guys?
Yes, sir, for me, okay.
Okay. Any feedbacks, guys? Anybody, any feedback, any questions?
I think the time today is quite nice, 8 to 10.
Yep, thank you. Cool, guys. I will just drop off. Okay, I'm not very well today. See you in upcoming sessions. So don't miss any sessions, guys. It will be very difficult to catch up later. These problems and the way we will kind of try to solve it will be really different. So just stay tuned and let's crack some of the problems. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you, Kunal. You are there.